Hey everyone, hope you're doing great. I want to thank you for joining this webinar. It's an amazing opportunity, both for me and for you guys. Let me introduce myself. My name is Matija Mandarelo. I am a salesperson here at Conbit, Eindhoven, Netherlands. And today we'll go through the SL900 and modular lifting systems as well. Before we can go into the meat and potatoes of everything, I wanted to tell you a bit about the history of Conbit, what we do, how we have been doing things. So in 1993, we began as a lifetime extension and decommissioning preparation company. So we did mostly the engineering part. In 2011, we later involved into making lifting plans for contractors such as Herema and Boscalis. And in 2017, we became a part of the ALE group, which was at the time the second largest crane company in the world. In 2020, ALE became part of Mammoet, which is the largest crane company. And with ALE, Mammoet also acquired Conbit. In 2022, we designed our own modular lifting systems, and also we have bought out Conbit from Mammoet. Management bought out Conbit. Yeah. So now I'm going to start talking about the modular lifting systems themselves. The offshore lifting industry has long been reliant on specialized heavy lifting vessels such as JUVs and etc. However, with the increasing demand of offshore construction, the limitations are becoming very obvious about these heavy lifting vessels. With the use of modular lifting systems, although they are offering more flexibility, cost efficiency, and customizations compared to the other heavy lifting counterparts. So why is there a need for alternatives, you may ask? Well, first of all, if anybody has dealt with these kind of vessels before, they know that heavy lifting vessels are very scarce. They're very hard to find, hard to schedule, and even when you find and schedule them, you have to fit exactly into that time. Otherwise, they will just go. Another one is the increased demand for offshore construction. In the recent years, the offshore construction industry is experiencing a large surge in demand, and this has driven the need for new infrastructure, expansion of existing facilities, as well as decommissioning of old facilities. And finally, and most importantly, is the high costs. Heavy lifting vessels are, of course, very expensive. The less of things there are, the more expensive they get. This is where modular lifting systems come in. With their higher flexibility, they improve upon all of these three pain points that I've just mentioned. Some of the advantages that come with modular lifting systems is the schedule flexibility. So these systems can be booked well in advance, and any changes that may come with the planning, the modular lifting system can adjust, which allows much more freedom of choice for the project managers, which in the end also allows more freedom of planning. Unlimited availability. It is easier, sorry, not very easy. It's easier to create modular lifting systems than heavy lifting vessels. Thus, it's much easier to make them to the need. The investment costs are significantly lower, and making them is a cost-effective alternative for offshore projects. Third is project control. So project control, that is what every project manager strives for, having more control over their projects. Using modular lifting systems, you are able to schedule more freely. You can set the dates much better. You have a better budget, which allows projects in general to be much better organized. And the main thing that everybody likes is the reduced budget. Modular lifting systems are much cheaper than its counterpart, the heavy lifting vessels. It really depends on the project, but in most cases, the modular lifting system is always going to be the more cost-efficient option. What are they used for? In Conbit's case, we've used them over 40 times in flare tip replacements. In this case, we've used the SL900, which is our previous design, for many replacement of flare tips, as well as a couple of flare tip platforms. We also performed other lifts that are of smaller scale. Moving components from a laydown area to the final installation location, and it's often used for valves or other smaller equipment that needs to be installed in hard-to-reach areas. And finally, all of these modular lifting systems have been used offshore for up to 50 tons, and this is thanks to high-speed winches. High-speed winches introduce a very fast and precise way of handling lifts, and our SL900 is very famous for this. A little bit about our SL900. As you can see, there are many different applications for it. One of our most famous ones is the installation of living quarters below a helideck. We were able to do this with using one SL900 and without the decommissioning of the helipad, so there was no destruction needed. It was successful and it took quite a short time actually. We do lifting up to 50 tons with the SL900, and it's quite lightweight. It's made of light aluminum components, which allows it to be easily transferred up to, I think, up to one offshore container, which makes it also very easily transported. But that leads us into the SL900, which is the Conbit's new modular lifting system. It's been launched last year, and it allows larger offshore lifts directly from supply vessels and installation on offshore structures. I'll go into more detail for the specifics, but it can lift up to 250 metric tons at a range of up to 43 meters. The SL900 is the perfect system to use when handling heavyweight lifts in specific hard-to-reach areas, and it's also marked a very significant advance in this kind of technology. There's nothing else like it. There are two different types of configurations. There is a single boom configuration, and there's also the double boom configuration. But I'm going to show you a quick video about the single boom configuration that gives you kind of an idea of how the SL900 is put together and how it works. Hope you enjoyed that. So as you can see by the picture, this is the video that we watched. Using the SL900, we were successfully able to install the guarding rail using the single boom configuration, of course. So a little bit about the single boom itself. Its load capacity is 150 metric tons at 18 meters distance and 60 metric tons at 43 meters distance. It's of course winch operated, which allows us high precision and speed. And all of the engineering and safety is also done by Conbit. So everything is tested here in the headquarters in the Netherlands. A little bit about transportation and costs. To transport a single boom configuration SL900, it takes a total of 5 offshore containers. The buildup takes 1 week with a team of 6 technicians, which Conbit will also provide. Then we come to the double boom configuration, which can handle up to 250 metric tons at 18 meters distance and 120 metric tons at 43 meters distance. Its positioning capability allows it for much stable and heavier lift that can be supported for larger projects. Again, it's winch operated, and all the safety and engineering would be handled by Conbit. The double boom configuration also supports heavy lifting of operations, ensuring a safe and precise installation of large modules or equipment. The one flaw of the double boom configuration is the area that it takes. So let me show you with the laser pointer actually. So a single boom like this takes an area of 6 by 4 meters. A double boom is double that, so 6 times 4 by 6 times 4, and also the distance in between. So if you would like to use a double boom configuration, it will require a lot of space on deck to be freed up. But for example, if I go behind, the single boom configuration only requires a single 4 by 6 area, which is much better for compact and hard to reach areas as well. This one requires 9 offshore containers, and it takes about 2 weeks to install by 6 technicians as well. Yeah. Now the implementation and constraints. In case you are interested in the SL900, the lead time is 6 to 12 months from the beginning until the end. 6 months in case there is no need for procurement, which means that we have all the materials in-house. And in case for product-specific things, it is 12 months because, of course, out-of-house means we have to go find and certify all of these components. So beginning with site visit, then concept engineering. If we go into further detail, detailed engineering, project prep, and then finally testing. The space requirements, as said before, it's a 4 by 6 area. So this is just for a single boom. A double boom will require double that plus the distance between. And also load introduction. Load introduction basically means that we make sure that the platform and the area can handle the weight of the SL900 as well as the thing that we are lifting. So how do we do that? We, of course, do calculations for it, and we also do a thing called the FAT or DNV, factory acceptance test. That is our testing and safety standards phase. So what that means is that every single time before the project, Conbit at the headquarters in Eindhoven, Netherlands, does testing of the loads by loading up 125% of the weight that is planned to be lifted. It is all done by IRATA certified technicians and rope access technicians. We have all the necessary ISO certifications, as well as our equipment being fully DNV certified. During the testing phase, you are more than welcome to join us here in the Netherlands to view the testing phase, but the testing can also be done outside of the platform, so it can be seen in your own country as well. I will show you the FAT test that we have done recently here in the Netherlands, and after that we can join the Q&A session. Very epic. Before we get into the Q&A session, I would like to say that me and my colleague, Darius Krishan, who is right next to me. Hi, Darius.
Hello, everyone.
We will be going to Australia and India respectively. So if you would like to meet us, please feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you and meet you there. But now, in case you want to contact our commercial director, Bram, or our sales manager for the Asian region, Jeremy, you can contact them here. But right now, I will answer all of your questions which you might have from this webinar. So please type in the chats, say any questions you would like. Darius, is there any questions for me?
We are waiting a bit. Okay, so one question popped up. How much would the SL900 cost, since you mentioned that is much cheaper than GUVs?
Well, it depends on many different aspects. Do you want single or double boom? How heavy and how long the project is? What is the difference in transportation? Um, I don't want to give a number out because it really depends on the type of project. If you can give me a more specific, precise analysis, then I could give you a number. But for now, I can just guarantee you that it's gonna be cheaper than a heavy lifting vessel. Any more?
Okay, yeah, some questions just popped out. So what happens when an asset platform is not ready for the system and project is delayed?
So if an assets platform is not ready for the SL900 and project is delayed, in case the platform is not ready, the system, aka the SL900, can just go into standby. And unlike JUVs, which will leave if the window of opportunity is missed, the SL900 will wait until the platform is available for the lift.
Okay. What is the lead time?
The lead time, as mentioned before, is 6 to 12 months. So again, 6 months if all the components are available in-house and no procurement needs to be done. And it's 12 months if procurement needs to be done and all components need to be DNV certified.
Interesting. Let me see. How do you install this lifting system onto the platform?
How do you install this lifting system on this platform? That's a good question. I actually forgot to mention it, so thank you for asking that. The system is installed using deck cranes. So when we bring out all of the equipment, it's installed using the closest available deck crane. But in case there is no deck crane able to reach it, Conbit brings out its own equipment, which it uses to build up the SL900.
Okay. How many days does it take to build up the system?
How many days? It takes 7 days to build it with a crane, on deck crane. And without a crane, it takes approximately 15 days to install it.
Okay. Another question is, can you use the SL900 to replace the flare tips?
I would not use the SL900 to replace the flare tips. For high to reach areas and difficult to reach areas, I would much rather recommend the SL500 or a lightweight solution like the gantry system, because they're much lighter and they're able to reach those areas much more easily.
Okay, and I'm seeing one more question here. Does the platform have to go into shutdown?
No, that depends actually. While the SL900 is being installed, no, it does not have to go into shutdown, of course not. But depending on the system itself, depending on what the system itself needs to lift, then it might have to go into shutdown. So it's really project specific, I would say. Is there any more questions?
looking here, but all the people are just saying thank you. So I don't think so. That's all the questions that we have.
All right. So if there's not any more questions, you can again contact me on this email if you have any further questions. This will also be posted on Conbit's YouTube. So if you missed anything or you forgot something, you can just go back to it. Thank you again so much for making time and joining this webinar. I hope I've informed you enough. It was a pleasure having you, and I wish you a pleasant day. Thank you.